Gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's a blast. The more stuff you get thrown like that as an actor, it's like a kid in a candy store. So I dig it. Thank you for that question.
And just a reminder, we do have a Q&A line, but also if you have a mobility issue, raise your hand. One of my minions will tell me, and I'll come in up here to you. So here's our next question.
Hi.
Hi.
So you guys seem to have like really close familial bonds almost. Like you guys are a family, especially like the panel yesterday. I came and saw that, and it was so cool, like just to see your interactions. How was it? I guess Jacqueline. How was it kind of coming into that a bit later than everyone else? Like how was it welcoming her in? I guess.
We still haven't welcomed her. We're not sure.
No, I think I should have been, I think, a little bit more nervous than I was. I mean, it was like open arms. It was incredible. And coming out of college and like all your friends are still at school and you're living in this hotel room alone. And God, I can't thank them enough. It's been like, I feel like everybody's little sister. It's amazing. And so I'm very, very thankful. I know, I'm really thankful because it's been like an amazing experience and I've learned so much from these guys and I've also had a lot of fun with them, so it's great.
Thank you.
She was like, because you know we're in the middle of season 3, and those are long hours. I'll speak for myself. I was just like a cranky old, can't even think anymore. And then this college girl rolls in, and she's like, let's get some drinks. She brought a wonderful kind of energy that I think everybody kind of needed and really loved.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, definitely injected us a little bit more. And she's still young. She can go out, get drinks, and then work the next morning. She doesn't know how that feels when you're my age.
Bouncing off the walls. It's so funny. We would come in with our coffee.
Isn't this great?
Slow down, kid.
Exhumed me from my chair.
Get off of her.
Young whippersnapper. She'll learn.
We've got our next question.
Hi.
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 So what has been y'all's weirdest fan interaction?
I have a feeling it's coming up shortly.
Okay.
Weird one. What's a weird one? We had some weird ones.
Do you guys ever see that YouTube video, Ninja Cat? This was like season 1, and I was thinking, I'm like, if this is what it's gonna be like, I'm in trouble. Because it happened so early, but there was a girl following me around a grocery store because she wanted a photo, and I just gotten off an international flight and I was sick, so I was like, I don't want to take a picture. And she just kept following me around as I was like shopping at 11 o'clock at night so I would have milk and stuff. And I swear it was like I would walk down an aisle and she wouldn't be there and I'd turn around and she was right there. And it happened for like 15 minutes and I just kept thinking, this is like Ninja Cat. It's so weird. That was the weirdest one for me.
There's been a lot of weird, kind of like, oh, that was fun and weird. And then I just remember one time Silas and I were getting a drink. It's I don't know, like season 2-ish. And we're in Portland, so that's already kind of, it likes being weird, and we love it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I remember Silas was like, what? And he looks out this window, and we just see a man in a suit with a wolf mask on, just walking by. Just kind of like this little wolf angel suit boy. He's like, was that for me? Oh my God, who knows?
Wait, DG, can you please tell the one about the airport incident? The airport.
Ooh. Oh, when they wanted me to pull.
No,
Mispronounce the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was
that
not.
one.
Okay, this has been attributed to it. It was on the streets of Chicago. This woman was like, "Oh my God, you are on my favorite show." Beat, beat, beat. Griff.
that was.
And then Sasha did, it's the Griff, David Gonzalez. A big mustache on me. He's the Griff.
I will say like 99% are fantastic interactions, and then there's that 1% where you're like, I know it's coming. It's been too good a day. Something weird is going to happen. There'll be some strange proposition. Yeah, those are a little awkward. But most of the time it's great. I think there was a learning curve when you first on a TV show and you're not used to it, so you're just very open like you always have been.
Yeah.
And then you realize you kind of have to maybe, limit your interaction to a certain extent. And that was a bit of a learning curve because I remember season 1, especially in Portland, just feeling like, hey everybody, oh you're a fan, that's great, hey I'm Sesh, I live over here, da 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 da. And then before you know it, there was somebody standing outside my condo gym at night watching me work out. And I'm like, and it's like bright inside but dark outside, so I'm just working out and I'm like, kind of weird feeling. And then you just see like,
I'm pretty sure that was the same person who followed me around the grocery store.
That was weird. And I was like, I think I'm going to end this workout a little soon. Yeah. So it was kind of a bit of a curve, but we figured it out.
All right, got the next question for the Griff show.
Griff, season 6.
This question's for Bitsy. You, among all of you guys up here, seem to have had the largest arc for your characters. Juliet, Hex meets Juliet, occasionally getting, playing other characters, and then into Eve. What has been the most fun of that range for you playing?
There were really fun things about all of the iterations of this character. One of my favorite things when it was like sweet, kind, clueless Juliet was the amnesia. That was sort of interesting to play, and then the love triangle with Renard and Nick. And then that season, which I think was 3, when she finally got to join the Scooby Gang, and she was like doing research, and I was like, I want to be the Allison Hannigan character. So that was really fun for me when, just getting to work with the cast a lot, because prior to that point it was typically just Nick and Juliet, and then when it got like evil Juliet, that was just fun because it was so different, and she was just so mean to all of her friends that she loved so much. And then there's Eve, and I was like, how the hell am I going to do this? And I took a lot of inspiration from that film. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, Ex Machina, that came out, because I thought Alicia Vikander, who's a tremendous actress, she just had such an interesting choices, like robotic choices. And I watched that, and then the producers, because I always knew that she was coming back as Eve, and they said you have to watch Nikita, the original one, the Luc Besson version. And so I was just watching that stuff, but I am very expressive, and I knock stuff over all the time, and I talk with my hands.
That's not expressive. That's just clumsy.
I'm falling downstairs, I'm very expressive.
Fair enough, you live with me. So the hardest thing for Eve was just like I pretended like there was a magnet on my ceiling and the top of my head, so that the movements would be very fluid and very controlled, and like I couldn't really waste any energy. But that was just challenging as an actress, so that was fun. And now it's like Yvette. Would that be like the ship name if you were shipping yourself?
I think so. That's something like myself in a hotel, shipping myself.
There's been really fun things about each iteration of the character. Yeah.
And we broke both Mr. Lee and Mr. Roy. You're broken, you're done. Okay. Here's our next question.
Morning.
Good morning.
First of all, Reggie, you are the glue that holds the show together.
Oh, dude.
We're loving all the woo love.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But I'm telling you, thank you.
My next question is for the entire panel. Season 2 and 3, Nick's character evolved, strong, fighting. Nobody really got on him. Season 4 and 5 kind of got a little sucker punches here and there. I wanted to see if season 6 you're coming back out to where you're back to your evolution where you just kick butt.
Yeah. There's I think the end of season 5, Burkhardt kind of took it back into his own hands a little bit with that. If you guys haven't seen the finale, I'll keep it vague. I took out like an entire small city. So, which is that was very fun. So I feel like that's kind of happened in season 6 too. Yeah.
Yeah, season 6. What I love about season 6, the writing is great, but it's really about the core characters and the drama amongst them, and it's great. Everyone kind of gets back to who they were originally, good and bad.
That's right.
I also think he's like towards 5 and 6, he's fighting more powerful Besson. I think throughout 2 and 3 it was kind of monster of the week a little bit. So it's these normal people that don't have a lot of like training, and now he's fighting like this guy who is much more powerful than like, you know, the plumber that lives next door. So yeah, I don't think it'll be an easy journey for him.
All right. And yeah, there's a lot of woo love.
Yeah, we love it.
And I think the other thing we kind of want to know if there's ever going to be the GRIMM and the captain going at it.
Well, we did in
think you
5.
have-
You did a little bit in 5.
At the end
A
of
little
season
bit.
5, there was a big
Destroyed my
moment.
outfit.
I know. Poor Papa.
Most of season 6, the captain spends redecorating his office. Doilies and
Well, he's the mayor
Where
now.
to put
He's
his
gotta
name
decorate
flag.
too. He's the mayor now. He's got to decorate too.
True.
Here's our next question.
I have a two-part question. My first part is, are you planning on taking the show up to Seattle so I can see Seattle besides Portland?
As soon as they offer those tax credits, we'll be there.
And my other question is, I was wondering, how do you like DragonCon so far? Because the last 2 years you've not been here, and I've been at the panel, and you've not been here.
Well, we had some stars and then a little bit of a break, and now we got all 5. This is kind of awesome. So yeah.
These panels, like, this is great. The panel yesterday was really fun. This panel's been really fun.
We've never had so many of us at any single con.
Yeah, that's what's
It's
so fun. I've never done more than, like, occasionally maybe there's 3 of us. Usually it's just me and David. So this is really great having.
this is my favorite con.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my first con, so. And I have to say I'm probably ruined for life because it's been so much fun and you guys are so great.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing. Yeah. Pretty incredible con.
Wait until tonight when you see some of those costumes. Here's our next question.
Hi, thank you all for coming. You guys are all perfectly cast, and I just wanted to know whether there is a character or a plot line that you would have liked to have sunk your teeth into, you know.
Too damn early.
I've always joked about wanting to play like just where Nick is just like, just can't get out of bed. He's eating all these like Schneider's pretzels and he's bloated. And he somebody else, he just calls trouble to do all the dirty work. I would love to see that arc. But I don't know.
If the show went on, I imagine.
Yeah, that's kind of where
In
it's
trouble,
at.
you got this one? Yeah. I got this hammy. It's bad hammy. You go, kid.
There were rumors a couple years ago that we might be able to go to Europe to do 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was like, but they were talking about it.
They were.
And that would have been really, really fun. I just worked with Christopher Gorham, who was on Covert Affairs, and he said they used to travel all the time overseas, and that it was just so much fun. So that would have been great. Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, I remember thinking that would be cool, and then I remember thinking nuts and bolts, like the actual hours of a day, that would be a nightmare production scenario. So I don't know. I get just, well, sorry to be such a buzzkill.
We got off the question a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
But what, you want to do what?
I would have liked to have a gun here and there. Like maybe be, they never give me a gun, and I would like to be like a cop, sort of. I don't know, I want a gun.
Yeah, it looks cool when they have the gun in one hand and the flashlight in the other one.
Yeah. It looks a lot less cool than that thing Jacqueline gets to do, where she's like, shit. And I'll see her practicing that move sometimes backstage.
I like the like what Monroe has to do. Like I'd love to throw on a cardigan and just I'm always ripping my clothes off. It'd be so nice to just like be in a comfy cardigan, having a bottle of Pinot with like brie, and just talking about watches. That looks so nice. Just sitting in my lonely office, just scowling.
I think we all have like, all of our dreams are to be like just sitting down. So like the whole first season they kept talking about my cat, Samson. So not unlike David Gentoli's, I just like to be like in my bed, not having to work. Sure. All over Portland, 24 hours a day with just like Samson there, just like petting Samson.
Some whiskeys.
And that'd be the entire episode.
I see it
Playing video games. But the first time I literally went into my apartment was like, I don't know, some like episode 20 of the first season. And it was like all like cat figurines in my apartment. With like B-movie posters and a video gaming system. And I was like, oh, woo. Lonely.
Well, I actually thought your apartment was really clever because they have all of these like old detective movies on the wall. That like all these old illustrations, and like that's kind of why he wanted to become a cop, was the set designer's like thing. I thought it was hilarious.
One of my favorite things is the evolution of our homes and things over the years, because the plot lines changed so drastically. Like they had an intention, and then for some reason, whether it was like network notes or we couldn't get the actors or whatever, the storyline kind of goes in a completely different way. For instance, I had in my original apartment, the penthouse, in the hallway as you walk in, and you'll see this in the first few episodes, pictures of my daughter everywhere.
And you had
Before I had one. Not the one you know of, like this brunette who's like 18 years old. And it was like, and I had to do a whole photo shoot with this girl, like this awkward thing, like season one, like father-daughter. And she's like off in college or something, and they were everywhere. And then by episode 5, they're like, yeah, get those things up. They're supposed to never happened, get those out. And I was like, all right.
I know a lot of people were upset when Juliet burned the trailer down, but I know, but
Everybody but the crew.
that is why the trailer was burned down, and also part of the reason Nick and Juliet's house was sold is that the people who own the house, the exterior in Portland, were kind of like done with it, because everybody goes to Portland and takes photos on their front porch, and they're like over it. But then the thing with the trailer is it was, even though it was like wider than usual because you had to, it was hot and you couldn't move around it. And the crew was like, we can't work in this trailer anymore. So they're like, how do we get rid of it? Betsy, burn it down.
And all the grips and cameramen are like, yes. Yeah. And all of fandom is like, no.
Yeah.
No, it would be me in a trailer, and then it'd be like, and Hank and Woo in the trailer, and it's so sweaty, and you look, just on the other side of the camera is like 10 sweating, bearded men just being like, get us out of this thing.
We have an amazing crew. Amazing crew.
We really do.
Really.
Bitsy burned it down. I gotta remember that one. Okay, here we go. Here's our next question.
Hi.
Hi.
You guys are so nice in person. You guys are so gorgeous, and the men are so handsome.
I like this one.
What was the biggest biggest shock to you in the script, and how did you each react to it?
They have some real doozies in there, don't they?
Many points.
I just remember when Bitsy started turning, and I was like, what the fuck? I mean, seriously, that was a huge direction.
Yeah.
That was a big change.
I mean, that was the biggest one that I had seen.
Yeah, I remember they were like, she's gonna go dark, and I'm like, okay, fun, and they're like, no, dark. And you're like, oh
Really
great,
dark.
like eye makeup. They're like, no.
Sultry dark. No.
Yeah, the trailer was actually a big one because I knew that there had been rumblings of like we got to get rid of the set because we can't shoot in here anymore for a while. But I was like, why me? So that was a big one. And then there was one scene in the spice shop where Juliet was just such a bee to everyone, and it's hard because they're like my really close friends. So Bree and I would be like giggling in between scenes, and then I would have to be like, I'm gonna kill you.
That was the first time there because we've often teased things in Grimm that kind of don't go the full journey of the arc, and I think there was a lot of response from the fans saying like, okay, let's do it or we don't. And this is the first time they like went full, through with it with Juliet's character, which you murdered, by the way, both kind of literally and figuratively. And my hardest one was they're like, you're gonna find your mom's coming back. Her head's gonna be in a box. I'm like, wow, I liked Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. We're never gonna see her again. That was a big one for me. Anybody else?
There are a few. The first time that really happened for me was when we had the love triangle, and we had that potion, and we had that crazy scene where like, fighting and burning, and like that was a pretty wild scene, and I couldn't believe they were writing stuff like that because it was early on in the show, so I wasn't sure which trajectory it would go. So clearly that opened it up to anything is possible. When I got shot and killed for a minute, didn't expect that one. But they keep throwing stuff out. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you're gonna have a daughter. It's like, what? And, your mom. You have a mom. I have a mom, and she's gonna bring you back to life. Like there's stuff all the time. And
you really go into the show. This could have been like a Law and Order show.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, like,
Yeah, you have a mom. She's gonna bring you back to life. What? Exactly. And then there's something coming up in season 6 too. They just keep doing it. There's really cool stuff happening in season 6 as well.
I remember the love triangle thing was the first time I'd ever worked with. The reason his shirts come off so easily is not his bulging muscles.
Oh, no, they are.
Oh, no, they are there. They the buttons are barely sewn on. So I know we went through a couple of shirts because I would touch him and it would fly off.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now I have all my shirts set like that. Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry. Someone get me another one.
Flexed off another wardrobe.
When Juliet died, I was shocked, and reading that was like, I don't know, you also don't know what's coming, so you're flipping through, reading your script, and you're like, holy shit! Freak out about it. And then also when Meisner died, I was really sad, and I didn't see that coming.
That's true.
No, I saw it coming.
Here we go, next question.
First off, thanks a lot for coming. You guys have made this 10 times better.
Thank you.
I've been coming to DragonCon for 10 years, and this is probably the best year ever.
Dude,
thanks for that. My question is pretty much for everybody. I don't know if Jackie would be able to answer this one so much, but whenever you guys were auditioning for other roles, what was your yes moment where you had to say, oh yeah, I can do that, juggle fire, whatever kind of thing?
In other roles?
Yeah, or this one, whenever you had to say, yeah, I can do that. I can sword fight. I can, shoot guns with, my feet.
Sure, I've held a line. I've held double machetes and.
Yeah, I see you've read my resume.
In case you guys don't know, like sometimes you would have, I don't know if you guys still do
Special
this, but
skills?
Special skills.
Driver's license.
Especially like early on in your no, seriously.
Special skills, driver's license.
Early on in your career, like, you know, you don't have a long resume, so you fill the bottom with like special skills in hopes that perhaps you have something to offer. And I like sometimes they're pretty sad that people will put down, you know, driving, like, okay. But I remember I was getting so frustrated at one point that I would just, as a joke, put down anything down there, like just to see if people read it, like holding my breath on one leg, like things like that. And I did that. I would write that in there sometimes, and like honestly, like I think one person once said, "Really?" But at one point I had like a series of things because it was early in my career, and some producer, a really funny guy, was sitting there going, "You know what we really need for this role? A guy who can canoe." Oh my God!
It is true. It's so sad.
We have canoeing.
That's so funny, man.
That's right, bitches.
It's just so desperate. I dared myself at one point. I threw in just to see, and no one ever saw it. I said, "Can cry on cue when punched on cue." It's turned out to be true, actually.
I did have one role where it was, and this wasn't back in Canada when I was living in Canada, and it was this movie about these Olympic swimmers, like actual Canadian Olympic swimmers. It was a biopic, and I had to go to the pool. Oh no, I had to audition, and then they said in the room they asked, like, you know, can you swim? And I said, like a dolphin. I actually said, like a dolphin in the room. And I was like, whatever. And I went home, and my agent calls. He goes, like a dolphin, huh? What? Like a dolphin? Because now they want you to come and audition in the pool. To which I responded, more like an otter, really. Like an otter. That actually happened. I did get the role at the end.
I do want to take a moment right now. Yes, that was in Canada. Guess who just became an American citizen, guys? Sasha Roy. Very happy to have you, sir.
Here we go. Got another question?
Hi, you guys are awesome.
Hey.
This is for Mitzi and Sasha. I was just wondering, it's a two-part question. What was your reaction when you found out you had to put your head on his naked body? And how did you prepare for that?
How does one prepare for that?
That scene.
That wasn't done digitally. That was a remarkable scene.
I